So this is your first trip to Detroit.
It is. So I have a best friend who actually lives in Washington, D.C., who went to Cass Technical High School. And he has for years been telling me I should come to Detroit and see everything that's going on here. I'm so happy to be here and see the innovative things that you do here, especially here in the National Heritage Area.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What have you enjoyed most so far about your day?
You know, learning about the history, of course, of the auto industry. And understanding how revolutionary it was over the last century, and then being able to come out here and talk about the partnership we are having with the great state of Michigan, the work you're doing, and that we can have another revolutionary moment in innovation.
It is kind of special, isn't it, that this is the place where over 100 years ago we had that big innovation and cars really started to be invented, and now we're having another revolution here in the same place about the transference of automobiles to mobility.
Absolutely. You know, national heritage areas bring in so much money into the economies of the communities we are, but it really does show the dynamic partnership that we have as the National Park Service with the local community to be able to bring people and have them learn about their own local history, and also to teach to a wider audience. And so as I've been traveling around for National Park Week, I'm wanting to ensure that we bring attention to these smaller areas that people don't even recognize maybe in their own backyard.
Right, so I think also part of the push was to talk about a place like Detroit that doesn't have a unit of the national parks and yet has so much presence from the National Park Service. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. You know, being able to bring our resources and our technical support through the National Heritage Areas really allows us as a force multiplier. It brings not only our brand there so that folks can be able to use that brand to attract people, but it really highlights that public-private partnership that we can bring together, and to show and demonstrate that there is just so much we can learn from each other. And we are so happy to be able to provide some of those services.
Well, we're delighted that you are as well. So this is your first trip to a National Heritage Area.
As a uniform member of the National Park,
Okay.
it is.
Oh, okay. Well, we're very honored and we thank you for that. So after everything you've seen today, how would you describe the relationship between the National Park Service and National Heritage Areas?
Well, I think it's so very strong. I mean, we talked everything about, you know, the labor movement here, the freedom trails for the folks who were escaping as slaves who came into Michigan, the auto industry. I think that it's just a great way of bringing all those stories into a heritage area to tell a much broader story of who we are. It brings diversity, it brings cohesiveness, and it shares both the trials, tribulations, but many of the triumphs that we have in our culture. I think it makes us a stronger union by having national heritage areas to tell those stories.
Thank you. We agree.
Good.
It's a great partnership. So what message could you offer people, since it is National Parks Week, what message could you give people about the parks and getting out and enjoying them?
Well, first and foremost, there are 55 national heritage areas. And of course, they're on our website. And so if you go to nps.gov, you can find those national heritage areas. I encourage folks to get out there and start enjoying those. Also, look at some of the other smaller parks that may not get as much love as our big parks. They also have stories to tell. And folks should be able to plan those and enjoy themselves in probably even less crowded areas at times.
Great advice. Thank you for being here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.